Hi everyone, welcome to Story Time. I'm Miss Isabelle. I'm here at the Graves Library as always, and we are approaching Halloween. It's coming up on Monday, and obviously we're all very excited because it's one of the best holidays of the year. I love Halloween personally, and I've always thought it's too bad that trick-or-treaters don't come to my house. I feel like I'm missing out. So I pulled a couple of Halloween books for today, and I had a lot of fun looking through them. And this first one I found when I was taking inventory several months ago and have set it aside for this particular story time. And it's called Mr. Pumpkin's Tea Party. And there's Mr. Pumpkin. His head is a pumpkin. And it's written and illustrated by Erin Barker. And the publisher for this one is Blue Manatee Press. And here's the title page of Mr. Pumpkin's Tea Party. And this right here says, "You are cordially invited to a tea party in the back garden at dusk. Signed, P for pumpkin." But there's little paw prints coming out of the inkwell, which is a little suspicious, but spooky enough for the Halloween season. All right. There's a party at Mr. Pumpkin's tonight, a banquet with friends in the autumn twilight. And at this soiree, we'll see and we'll find ghoulish delights of every kind. And he has a lovely backyard, the beautiful weeping willow, and he's got a little cat friend there, which you can kind of see, who must have gotten some ink on its paws. And the sun is setting, the party's going to begin. One cake rests on the table, carefully laid. And a beautiful cake it is. And here are 2 jugs of cider Sir Bones has just made. And they greet each other very formally. Lady Nightshade brings 3 jars of jelly to share. While 4 swooping bats fly through the air. Can you see all 4? There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get my fingers out of the way so I can see the table. Lord Wolfington's 5 scones look tasty indeed. Love scones. Follow 6 lamps, to the house they will lead. There's a lovely lamplit front path. Madam Silk has brought 7 truffles with glee. You can see Madam Silk is a very large spider, and she's also a very talented chocolatier. And poured for each guest are 8 cups of tea. I'm assuming that means each of the 8 guests gets 1 cup of tea, and not that each guest gets 8 cups of tea. But who knows? Dr. Cairo's 9 spindleweeds rest in a vase. Here's our friend Dr. Cairo. And he's a very skilled florist. With a monocle. While a song from 10 frogs puts a smile on each face. I love frogs. I live on a marsh, and frogs really do sing. Miss Hazel baked 11 apples into a pie. And she rides on a broomstick. No hands. Baron Laguna's 12 balloons are floating nearby. That looks like all the guests, and they are having a grand old time. Lots to look at. The clock strikes 13 with an echoing chime, and everyone's had a frightful good time. That clock looks a little strange, and it's also a tree with an eye. Nice and spooky. As the fair evening winds down to a close, and the crisp autumn breeze brings a chill to one's toes, Mr. Pumpkin bids each guest adieu. Off everyone goes, by broomstick, by water, even the cat's waving goodbye. See up close. Mr. Pumpkin bids each guest adieu and wishes a spooky good night to you. And there's the very dapper Mr. Pumpkin. And on the back of this one, it's a nice picture of all the party guests and the cat. It's kind of hard to not let it reflect the lights in here. And down here is the blue manatee logo for the publisher. You can kind of tell that it's manatee reading a book. That's probably one of my favorite Halloween books that I've ever found. I really think that one's adorable. And our next one is really equally adorable. And the cover is bright pink, and it is called Gustavo the Shy Ghost. And this one is by Flavia Z, Drago. And you can see Gustavo right on the cover. And the publisher is Candlewick. Gustavo the Shy Ghost. Gustavo was a ghost. He enjoyed doing the normal things that paranormal beings do, passing through walls, making objects fly, and glowing in the dark. There's a lot to look at here, so I'll show you one page at a time. In Gustavo's house, you can see they have a fish, that's a skeleton. Over here, it looks like Gustavo's mom with their cat, who does seem to be alive. And lots of family pictures. Looks like they have a lot of fun. But there was nothing in the world that Gustavo loved more than playing the violin. And there's the music coming out of Gustavo's house. It seems like everyone on the street thinks it sounds pretty good. There's a little pumpkin person, like our last book. Nothing Gustavo loved more. Well, almost nothing. Gustavo was secretly in love with Alma, the prettiest monster in town. But he also had a problem. My favorite part about Alma is that she is invisible, except for her clothes. So it does make you think about, what does being the prettiest monster in town mean if no one can see you? But he also had a problem. You see, Gustavo was so shy that some things felt incredibly difficult for him. Here's an example of that. Gustavo's here trying to get some ice cream. But then other customers come and he gets nervous. And he hides behind the ice cream truck and doesn't end up getting any ice cream. And the worst part of it, making friends was terrifying. Gustavo had never dared to speak to any of the other monsters. And here are all the other monsters. Lots to look at. He tried getting close to them in many different ways. See if you can find how he's disguised himself in this picture. There he is as a balloon. Up here, he is a lamp, a surfboard, and some sort of soccer ball, I think. Doesn't seem to be working, though. Even when he was right in front of them, they just couldn't see him. More disguises. A sheet. Steam, it looks like, from a cauldron. A canvas. But they're not seeing him. Gustavo longed to be a part of something. More than anything, he wanted to make a friend. I have to be brave. I have to let the others see me, he thought. And this page is very pretty with the sunset, but Gustavo looks pretty sad. So he decided to send a letter. A very special one. Dear Monsters, I would like to invite you to my violin concert, which will take place at the Day of the Dead party next full moon at the cemetery. I would be thrilled to see you there. Gustavo the Ghost. And on this page, he's writing his invitation. And here are some of the monsters receiving the invitation. And it looks like his crow or raven friend, who is right here, is delivering them all. Pretty handy. As the days went by, Gustavo couldn't stop thinking, what if no one shows up? What if they don't like my music? What if they don't like me? Except tonight was the night. And this time, he couldn't hide. He even has on a very dapper bow tie, just like his dad. He's looking pretty nervous. But not a soul had come. Oh. Here's the cemetery, and Gustavo looks sad. That is sad. So, all alone, Gustavo did what he loved most, and the music made him happy. So happy that he glowed. Oh, how he glowed. And as he plays, you can see him getting happier and happier. Gustavo! Who said that? Scared Gustavo. You can see his face is all red. And I think it's coming from down here with our invisible friend Alma. We're so sorry we're late. We wanted to get you flowers, but we got lost instead. And then we heard your music, and we saw your glow. We really loved your concert. Would you like to hang out with us? And lots of different monsters are saying those things. And look how many people came, how many monsters came. From that moment on, Gustavo's life changed. And everyone discovered that even if he didn't talk much, he was the best at helping and protecting his friends. Here he is having a tea party, just like Mr. Pumpkin, in a lovely feather boa and a crown. Here he is passing through a wall to help his friend get a soccer ball back from this angry dog monster. And here he turned himself into an umbrella when it started to rain. It's very nice of him. But mostly, Gustavo never stopped surprising them. And this is pretty cool. It's a big shadow puppet, basically, that he's made out of like a plate and a book and some scissors. And it looks kind of like a crocodile monster in the big shadow. And they never stopped loving him. Here's everyone having a lovely party, dancing about. Gustavo's playing the violin. Looks like a very exciting time. And that's the end of Gustavo the Shy Ghost. And on the back pages, there's lots of, under the due dates list, there's lots of pictures taken of all the monster friends. And this one down here, you can see Gustavo's pretending to be cotton candy, but I don't think his pumpkin friend wants to eat Gustavo. I think he wants real cotton candy. The end. Bright pink Gustavo the Shy Ghost. And it looks like my real theme for this week is monsters having tea parties. So thank you so much for joining me for this Halloween-y story time. I will have these books out at some point for you to take a look at, and we have a Halloween display full of all of our Halloween books for you to check out. Happy Halloween, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Take care.